Multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zola. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at NubianTV.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch. Now that you've reached
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to pop that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day. What we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little. Come with me if you...
Hey! Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now. There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good. Really good. Very good. Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Hey! Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money!
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort. Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Good morning to each and every single one of you. Glad to have all of you here for another edition of Brayley's Virtual Tour Live this morning. Glad to have all of you here in the building with me. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 destinations for you this morning. By the way, I got to be with my man Ron E. Bradley from Follow Bradley's Fun. That was a fun time this morning. Thank you, Ron, for that good time there. All right, y'all, we're going to kick off with Tamron Hall. Now, this story came out over the weekend from the Daily Mail. Now, as you guys know, the Daily Mail is from the United Kingdom, but in the same token, they have broken many stories. Their story broke up Amy Robach's on TJ Holmes' jobs at Good Morning America at ABC. So they are known. Not every talk show host, but talk show host has had exposés. For the longest time, Ellen had her expose that got her show canceled. Kelly Clarkson had an expose that, made the waters, and now Tamron Hall. So we will be speaking on that this morning. Netflix is trying to get into the world of replicating linear television programming for their platform. We'll get into that. Shannon Sharpe is about to get a huge payday. How much? I'll tell you about it. Y'all wait till y'all hear this story about Popeyes chicken. I was flabbergasted. I could not believe it, but we'll get to that. Also, too, Charles Barkley and the guys at Inside the NBA will be on ESPN. It will be licensed for ESPN, but TNT Sports will retain editorial and creative control. But Charles has one request, is the request of all requests, that he is not spread like butter is on pancakes on every show on ESPN. Sheryl Underwood talks about why the talk was canceled. I have thoughts, Sheryl Underwood. We'll get to those. MGM Resorts had to pay some money. As you guys know, the MGM Resorts and Caesars Palace were under cyber attacks. We'll talk about that here on Virtual Tour Live. And then finally, your Black Service announcement that Summer is finally here. The Essence Festival of Culture is on the way. We will get to that. We have 8 destinations for you this morning. So higher is way, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. And do not worry, y'all. I got all 4 of your episodes of Beyond the Gates all caught up for you. I literally just recorded the Beyond the Gates episode 38 after show, literally as we were coming on tour. So they will be uploaded. You will be all caught up. And don't at me. I know Brayley's virtual tour, destination roundups. I know I got 3 of them to do. Okay, so we're gonna get caught up. Believe me, we always do. You see the virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You get that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. One thing to know, and 2 things for sure, that over here on this channel right here, a lot happens early. Roll it.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price.
And it's a little early for this.
Now this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you're starting it off right. But I'm waiting for the daylight. And a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I say,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot happens
Early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Yes, it is Julie Chen Moonves. It is a new morning, my friends. Russ Mitchell, Dave Price, Harry Smith, and Maggie Rodriguez. You are absolutely right. On this channel right here, a lot happens early. Good morning, everybody. I hope all is well with each and every single one of you. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do. 8 destinations for you all this morning. I know, 8. So let's get to the getting because we have a lot to talk about this morning. So we're going to kick it off with the Daily Mail from MSN. Now, this is all alleged, okay? So I'm not at the Tamron Hall show. You're not at the Tamron Hall show. We are not at the Tamron Hall show. So just want that to be a clear here before we get into it. Here we go. Courtesy of MSN, but the original source being Daily Mail. And by the way, this is a Daily Mail Plus subscription. So there are, publishers now and media sites that they're now asking for paid subscriptions for some of the deeper stories. So here we go. The ABC show that is more toxic than Ellen, as staffer reveals shocking behind-the-scenes secrets, okay? Her popular daytime TV show is a glossy, pastel-hued hour of uplifting news, celebrity interviews, and lifestyle fluff. But behind the scenes, Tamron Hall's Espionage program is a nest of vipers, and even worse working environment than Ellen DeGeneres' notoriously hellish former chat show, according to an insider. A former staffer on the ABC syndicated show said working there is toxic and that their colleagues were all miserable. The insider told the DailyMail.com one of the senior producers said that it was better at Ellen. It's been filed, the insider added, of working conditions, describing a lot of nepotism and favoritism behind the scenes and abusive managers. If you're not a part of that cliquey environment, you're treated like someone who should not be there, the source said. Hall 54 wasn't spared by the former staffer's blows after they spoke to DailyMail.com on condition of anonymity. She can be scary to deal with and sometimes puts people off appearing on her show, our source claimed. Guests sometimes could be beefing with Tamron and they'll just refuse to appear on the show, the source explained. 4 years after DailyMail.com last revealed Hall's alleged high-handedness. So this was her old studio. For those of you who don't remember, that was not the logo at first. It was actually kind of a clash of orange and teal and purple. And there was this circle in the middle, and there was this wall called Cyber Hall where you could, pop in virtually. You could be part of the virtual audience, right? So then when by the way, there was a door with TH on it. But Tamron Hall would actually, walk up the steps, and she would have a mic holder. So she would pick up that mic and do a live Q&A of the news of the day. And she would use the circle in the middle of the stage to do interviews right in the middle of the audience. Very wide aisles that Tamron could, walk through. And then at the end of every show, especially during season 1, she would be, she would be outside. Well, she wouldn't be outside, but she would be at the exit for the show, taking selfies with fans while she was live on TV. So then it went to this gold and blue, and that was the song. The original theme song was Fantasia Arena. And now I think the song is performed by Erica Campbell. And then, of course, as you guys with COVID, instead of that big circle, there was a huge screen because, it was COVID. So let's just give you a little history of the Tamron Hall studio. I will say that this studio here was definitely more dynamic than the flat energy of what they've done in downtown Manhattan. And ABC allegedly sold the Lincoln building, so that's why. But it's just like, that could be a national historic landmark, and really that could be the headquarters for ABC News live content. But Disney knows what they're doing, allegedly. Child. They're moving Good Morning America out of Times Square as well after celebrating 20 years in honor of Robin Roberts. His legacy is gone because that studio is where Regis Philbin was, but this is what it is. They might have to cancel 2 or 3 days ahead because of some type of issue that they might have with her. The former staffer continued without disclosing what type of issues have cropped up. Oftentimes, I would pitch meetings with her that would almost always start late, the ex-employee added. They claim that Hall, a former NBC News national correspondent, would regularly call off chats because she had a conflict. Everything ran late. Give me one moment, y'all. I want to bring this up because we're all about context, conjecture, and connection over here on Brayley's virtual tours. Where? Okay, here it is. Okay. See here. I need that one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'll bring that up here in just a minute. Let me get back to the article. Everything ran late. The source continued. Other Tamron staffers told DailyMail.com in 2021 that the star was a difficult boss who only liked people who said yes to her and who drove out our beloved executive producer, Candy Carr. Now, for those of you who don't know who Candy Carr is, she was a supervisor producer on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Okay? The Oprah Winfrey Show. Tamron didn't like that Candy tried to steer the ship and had ideas that clashed with hers because Tamron believes the only opinion that matters is her opinion. And ABC Insider said at the time, when you work with Tamron, it's her way on the highway. Candy's now on that highway to a much better job away from the cattiness that's destroying Tamron's show. Carter has since gone on to land a job as CEO of marketing platform Sis Media. This is Candy Carter here. If you guys remember season 25, Oprah Behind the Scenes, you remember this face very, very well. And by the way, season 25, Oprah Behind the Scenes, was one of the original shows of the Oprah Winfrey Network. So as Oprah was getting ready to leave the World Oprah Winfrey Show, she gave a fans a grand opening, grand closing behind the scenes that's never been done of the behind the scenes of the Oprah Winfrey Show. It was fabulous television. Absolutely fabulous. And 4 years on, it seems things are a little better. DailyMail.com's news source claims Hall disregards the hard work of staff. Meanwhile, junior workers further down the pecking order at Tamron Hall are said to be scolded for their perceived laziness. Our source said managers regularly making insinuations staff are not working hard enough, they're not dedicated enough, signing a new accelerated schedule implemented over the summer. They claimed filing for overtime has become highly discouraged despite every single person working to the minute 50 hours or more. They are not paying people adequately. The work hours are insanely inside of claim. People are working 50 hours or more, and they're not supposed to be putting overtime on timesheets. DailyMail.com's source said the amped up scrutiny into employees' hours started after staffers relocated from their long-time base on the Upper West Side to the Robert A. Iger building downtown just a few months ago. Since then, creative teams once expected to prepare a single episode of Tamron every 2 weeks from start to finish. The source specified are now being asked to do the same in half the time as part of the described accelerated schedule. The thing is, none of these staffers were aware of what they were signing on to. Source alleged Tamron Hall is said to be such an unhappy work environment that staffers are quitting and taking their chances in the media landscape where jobs are scarce rather than endure the misery of staying on. They left because the work environment on the show is so awful, the ex-staffer explained. Staff with children, people with a family member who is ill, those who need flexibility, a little time off, that flexibility is not given. It is not, even if you ask for a team change. There is a lot of pressure and no problem solving. They further declared higher ups only add to pressure, never to problem solving. By the way, hello to TKO 2890 Roblox player. Good to see you. Glad to have you here, my friend. Hopefully all is well. Love you very much. Asked more about the show's inner workings, the former staffer detailed how executive producers build the work environment to those joining as very friendly, very kind, very friendly and approachable. At least that's what they say to source tonight. The reality is it's the exact opposite. They assisted, citing an overall lack of accountability from those in charge. No senior producer, especially executive producers, EPs, wants to take accountability for their actions, they explain. Instead, if there is a mistake, they will look for a scapegoat, usually the person who is the lowest on the totem pole. The executive producers don't seem to care that the staff is being run to the ground. They don't seem to care. As to succinctly sum up the overall environment, the source proclaimed there's a lot of platitudes, it's the culture with words, no action. They tout diversity, but they actually want the opposite. The source continue bringing up what they perceive as a lack of diversity of thought on the daytime show. So here is that big screen right here. So this is where that circle used to be, but of course, because of COVID, they put this screen up so that way Tamron can have, virtual interviews, but then they decide to just leave the screen there, which I'm guessing what they did was they made the audience, expand on each side, and so they don't really have an audience in the middle because it used to be a full audience right here. It's actually a very xenophobic environment, they explained, citing the recent exodus of staffers. Outraged at the show's current condition, the former staffer offered a disclaimer about their old colleagues before ending the show. They said, as the Tamron Hall show is set to air its 7th season this fall, there are wonderful people that work there. It's just everybody's miserable. The account aligns closely with 2021 chat with another ABC source. They told the Daily Mail the environment that Tamron has created on her show is toxic, so many have quit and left for new jobs elsewhere, the source said. It's literally bleeding staff. Since then, the environment hasn't changed, our source said. Rumors of a toxic work environment on the show have been rife for years. In July of 2020, DailyMail.com revealed that 20 employees at the show were fired. In what was called a giant bloodbath. Hall sparked theory with a slew of Shoei living her best life Instagram posts while the fire took place. The daytime offer, which wrapped season 6 in February, has been airing on ABC since September 2019. DailyMail.com has contacted the producers of Tamron Hall for comment. Woo! Child. So what do I think about this? First of all, I hope it's not true. It would be sad if it was. It really would be. And so I wanted to give you guys some context here. So I'm going to pull up a Google Doc and show you what the schedule was for the Tamron Hall show in the early days. So let me make a document. Now, these are the times that I remember because I remember seeing the schedule. Wednesday, table. Then Wednesday. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Like I said, this is all alleged, yeah, so just follow me. Or that's Thursday taping. Thursday. I'm trying to think because I remember it very specifically. Because I think this was what it was. Where is it? Nope. It was off and on with that there. Let me see. So yeah, the times were 10 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. That's what I thought. So here is, let me type in Tamron. Getting up Tamron Hall schedule. SEHEDLE. If I can spell it. So here it is here. So I'm gonna bold it, plus it. Really? There we go. Okay, so here it is here. So this was a mix. This was a mix of live and tape. So Monday she'll be live at 10 a.m. Then Tuesday she'll be live at 10 a.m. Wednesday she will be live at 10 a.m. Then they would tape. Oh, sorry, y'all. Then Thursday she would tape at 1:30 p.m. And then that Thursday tape will air on Thursday. And then Thursday she would tape Friday's tape. And then that tape will air Friday. So it was a mix of live shows and tape shows, right? Like I said, I know Tamron Hall is a very culturally focused show, right? So they're trying to combine celebrity interviews and bring the humanity behind celebrity and also human interest stories that would seem interesting potentially. And then, of course, lifestyle stuff and deals and steals in Tamron's way. A talk show is not easy. You know, I mean, we do how many shows a week here? So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do 2 shows, 11 a.m., 6 p.m. Then Tuesday, we do a show at 6 p.m. So that's 7 shows in 1 week, right? So, and then if you throw in the Never Ever Mets, Ray Love on Saturday, that would be 8 shows. And then when I did 3 with the T, that would be 9 shows in 1 week, right? So Tamron does 5, I do 9 to 8 to 7 shows in 1 week. So you can imagine the production distribution schedule. I don't think any talk show should ever be a toxic environment. While you are the face, that doesn't mean you're the only voice, right? And I am saying this all based on alleged information, okay? So I'm not saying that Tamron Hall is doing this. I'm not saying that this is happening. This was an article from thedailymail.com. And like I said, whenever you're doing a talk show, especially when you're talking to celebrity guests, you're talking to their agents, their publicists, their managers for weeks of like, okay, so what new project do they have coming out? What do they want to talk about? What don't they want to talk about? And then, you know, the day of, you know, what do you do in your green room? What do you have on your rider? So your rider is basically a request of everything that you want in your green room. And then, of course, you know, travel arrangements, this, that, and the third. And then with everyday people, it's a little bit easier because they're really excited to be on TV, so they're not going to miss the chance to be on the Tamron Hall show. But with celebrities, you know, talk shows are a dime a dozen. No disrespect to all the talk show hosts out there. But I do hope that Tamron did not do this. I really do hope that Tamron did not do this. Sorry, give me a moment. Why are you being difficult with me? Not you on my laptop. There we go. Okay. So give me a moment. There's one of our destinations. I'm not able to pull up the article, but have no fear. Like I told y'all, you can get it on your mobile device and then copy it onto a Google Doc, which is what I did. So don't worry, I got y'all with that destination. I just gotta send the screenshot to myself. Hopefully you guys are doing good on this Monday morning. It is 33 minutes after 11 a.m. here. Glad to have all of you here in the building. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Glad to have you here. That's not what I wanted. Not yet, anyway. And we're going to go to thedailymail.com and look at some comments because, holy smokes, there's about over 100 comments on this story. So we definitely talk about that. Come on, damn it. There we go. Okay. I was about to say, work with me, not against me, please, and thank you. All right, there we go. There's the beat. Save as. Skadoosh. So we'll get that up here. Get to that destination here in just a little bit. Let's go over to Daily Mail right here. So here it is here, 154 comments here. I literally never heard of her. I used to work for just like her. She threatened me with not giving me /staff recommendation. Are you kidding? I'm worried someone might find out that I worked on the show. Ooh, I never heard of the show. More toxic than Ellen's fanny breath. I'm not surprised at all by this. I knew she was like this. Is anyone not complete like on TV nowadays? Only everyone on the left is playing Sandy on the right. Everything's out the whole. Okay. It's like The View, who sits down watching these garbage shows while I think the Chamber be on 7 seasons. Somebody's watching. Who it would be news if she were a complete and total. Her show will go away the same way Ellen's did. If she can't draw stories to appear on her show, it will be canceled. Who sound like to me Miss Carr paid for this piece. Tamron is a great host. It'll make the Snow White remake look successful. Wow, now ABC can lay claim to having 2 shows that are both a mess of vipers. This dynamic trash review. I have no idea who this one is, but she's worse than Ellen. All ABC shows are toxic trash. I like Will Trent, dating male attacking a black woman, but well deserved. Always being black excuse for everything. Tamron is self-important, self-inflicted, and arrogant by Felicia. She is hideous and toxic. Oh my God. Ooh, she's wow. No wonder why that network loses money. Popular, never heard of her, never heard of the show. Have to be all inclusive now in order to participate in shows. Who never heard of her? Nobody's interested. Helen, please go away. We don't like how you dress. So as you can see, the comments are commenting. So hey, listen, it's happening, and hang on, let me get myself adjusted. Hi. So yeah, just want you guys to know about that. All right, y'all. More Brand New's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here, right now. This is our next story right here. Netflix is name checking 3 hit shows as it seeks its next creative franchise. Let me make it do what it do here real quick. Do that one more time, y'all. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay. Give me one momento, please, and thank you. And I really wanted to dig into this story because, we talked about Netflix, trying to do more video podcasts and wanting to work with content creators. As you all know, they gentrified Pop the Balloon Live. Yes, they did. And from every review that I have seen, no one likes the show. Not here, not there, not anywhere. Anybody who is a person does not like that show. And believe me, it's been nothing but consistent. Nothing but consistent energy there with that. Okay. Netflix 3 new shows. Okay, let me get that up in Google Doc. And then we'll read it from there. And by the way, if you are a content creator and you're looking for a way to get maybe an article that can be that's locked up, this is the best way to do it. Okay, this is the best way to do it. So here it is here. This is an exclusive from Business Insider. So here we go. Netflix is name checking 3 hit shows as it seeks its next creative franchise. So Netflix, hang on, let me see if I can zoom in here. There we go. Okay. Netflix is, we got, thank you so much. Okay. There we go. Netflix is interested in competition shows starring creators on the heels of Amazon's Beast Games. The streaming giant is entertaining riffs on Survivor and The Bachelor. Business Insider was told. It's the latest example of media giants trying to borrow from YouTube's success. In the wake of Amazon's hit Beast Game starring Mr. Beast, Netflix has been soliciting ideas for competition shows involving digital creators. The streamer has named Chet the long-running franchises of Survivor and The Bachelor as inspirations for people familiar with the discussion, told Business Insider. Netflix is still in the early stages of its efforts. While it mentioned those shows by name, it also asked prospective creator partners to riff on the formats, one person said. They all have mentioned that Beast Games is good and has done well, this person added. One criticism of big media companies' earlier forays into leveraging the popularity of social media creators is what they tried to shoehorn influencers into old school TV formats, sometimes with awkward results. Netflix seems to be flexible on the format, wants the creator to be active in developing it, people said. Netflix already streams some competition shows, including Squid Game, The Challenge. The romance front is garnered massive success with shows such as Love is Blind. Two people familiar with Netflix outreach in the creator space also said the streamer was also interested in live concepts. His most recent foray into the last space, Pop the Balloon, an adaptation of a YouTube dating series, was met with lukewarm reviews. Lukewarm is being kind. Its host, Yvonne Orji, told Today that future installments will be refined and renewed. Hollywood is waking to YouTube's impact. Netflix and other media giants have ramped up efforts to bring YouTubers onto their platforms. Netflix has been making the rounds with career reps and done deals with the Sidemen and the preschool educator Miss Rachel. Earlier this month, it premiered the docu-series Bad Influence, The Dark Side, a kid fluency centered on the controversial blogger Piper Raquel. At the same time, top executives at Netflix have been making the case as recently on Thursday's earnings call that it can be a better platform for creators than YouTube because it pays talent up front and can amplify their reach. We're looking for the next generation of great creators. We're looking everywhere. Netflix co-CEO Ted Saranto said on the Thursday call. The charm offense comes as Hollywood is waking up to the fact that young people are increasingly turning to YouTubers over traditional fare. The Google-owned platform has led the pack in TV viewership, doubling its share to 12% in March of this year. From 2021, the year Nielsen started measuring the whole TV watching pie, including streaming. During that same period, Netflix's share has increased to about 8% from 6%. Netflix needs to keep experimenting with new types of shows as its member growth in the United States and Canada slows, said Alejandro Rojas, the vice president of applied analytics at the data firm Parrot Analytics. Competition shows are good at retaining viewers and attracting advertisers thanks to dramatic storylines, repeated formats, and the ability to integrate products. So, to give you guys some insight, there was Temptation Island, and there was Nada Yada Island, which was off of Temptation Island. And so two contestants from that were always appearing, right before the show and during the show. So, yeah, that's real. Okay, back to our article here. He added that having a well-known career at the helm could help bring in and retain new audiences, and if a show is successful in one market like Love is Blind, the format can be imported globally. Competition shows can be successful as a major scripted show, Rojas said. Okay, and I think that is... Yep, I think that's it. Yep, that is it. So, what do I think about Netflix and them reaching out to content creators. Here's the thing. I think that Netflix has to culturally appreciate content creators, not culturally appropriate, right? Because if you culturally appropriate content creators for your platform to rise and it feels inauthentic to the audience, then it's dead on arrival. Then you've wasted your investment and that content creator has wasted their chance. It's just like, for example, y'all, and this is just an example, so I don't want nobody to freak out, okay? That would be like if Braylon's virtual tour live was on so if Braylon's virtual tour live, or Braylon's virtual tour, which would be the name of the show, was on once again to take on Braylon Lee. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna have to take on the fact that we cover about 7 to 8 destinations. Now, of course, this would be on Netflix, so it would be more involved, right? So it would be like, what, 2 topics a guest, 2 topics a guest, 2 topics a guest, and then, you know, bring everybody up. Of course, at that point, we'll have a submission form where, you know, okay, you know, what do you want to come up and talk about? Well, no, because we can't give away the roadmap too early, because, like I said, we're live on tour. So we're live on tour as you're live on tour watching us, right? So it has to be connected. But there would be a mechanism to have people come up where it adds to the show and it's attractive for the show. And then, of course, you know, sometimes we have like, what, 3-hour lives. So are we unlimited with our time? And not to mention too, even though I know that, you know, I should be paid $5 million, the most that they might give me, being generous, maybe 1.2 million, right? Because for one, I do have numbers, right? And the format is successful. It may not be of a Kempire, it may not be a binge-worthy or any other content creator, but then again, it doesn't have to be. So to me, if Netflix is going to go after content creators, they have to culturally appreciate them and not just give the money up front and give them that reach, but they also have to let the show breathe, and they have to let the audience be able to have a chance to bite their teeth into that content creator in their show. So I wish Netflix well. And listen, I think the best thing to do is put out a content creator casting call saying, hey, send us your media kit, your name, your age, where you're from, all that stuff. And guess what? If Netflix likes the show, then it's on Netflix. Or you can open up to Doom Studios, and that can be your studios for content creator, because I do believe Yep, here it is here, in case y'all did not know this. This was the film and distribution unit created by Netflix, okay? Here it is here. This was called Red Envelope Entertainment, LLC, right? So the studio produced independent content for the company's DVD by mail service. Netflix was a DVD by mail service before they became a streamer. The company produced and distributed over 100 films before ultimately being closed in 2008. The firm cited the closure of the production division as a result of pressure from partner film studios, which were competing for film rights. In 2012, Netflix returned to produce original content under its own banner. So you could bring back Red Envelope Entertainment, you know, as, hey, guess what? This is these are the new shows that could be, you know, nominated for Red Envelopes at award shows, right? And, you know, the newest content is always from content creators, right? Or you can do to Doom Studios. I think to Doom Studios would probably make more sense, because the Red Envelope it's nostalgic for, how can I put it? The red envelope is purposeful for nostalgic purposes, but it doesn't have a purpose now. So that's what I would have to say on that. All right, y'all. More Brainley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here. Right. Oh, Shannon Sharpe, everybody. Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, Shay Shay Media could get up to $100 million deal. As deal with the volume expires. The post Fox Sports 1 run for Shannon Sharpe continues to go extremely well. When Shannon Sharpe first signed on with the volume, which is Colin Cowherd's company, he was fresh off of a difficult split with Skip Bayless and Fox Sports 1. Sharpe brought his growing podcast to Colin Cowherd's YouTube-focused digital media company and quickly launched a spinoff, Nightcap, with former NFL wideout Chad Johnson, or Chad Otis. Sharpe, leaving Sharpe head toward free agency and reportedly massive payday. According to Ryan Spiegel and Michael McCarthy from Front Office Sports, Sharpe's deal with the volume is set to expire soon, and Sharpe is already weighing multiple nine-figure offers. I'm gonna say that again: nine-figure offers. Starring during Super Bowl week, Nightcap live stream stopped including the volume logo in their on-screen graphic. Sharpe's February 19th interview with Waldo 267 is the last episode Club Shay Shay to feature the branding from the volume. Both shows appear to be shoehorned independently into the volume's deal with DraftKings, though Nightcap recently announced Boost Mobile as a presenting sponsor. Shay Shay Media also recently added the Bubba Dub show and a podcast with the Atlanta Hawks to its roster as Sharpe's media company expands. Data from the internet analytics site Social Blade indicates that Club Shay Shay and Nightcap channels collectively generate an estimated 60 million views each month. That's more than Social Blade estimates for the Joe Rogan Experience, which last year signed a non-exclusive contract extension with Spotify, reportedly worth $250 million. Simply put, Sharpe is one of the biggest stars in the industry, where the most prominent stars are increasingly getting major paydays. Podcasting is oversaturated, but Rogan, Alex Cooper, the Kelseys, and others have proved that the market is significant at the top. As lines between traditional talk television and digital sports media blur, advertisers and distributors are placing more value on talent like Sharpe. Looking ahead, Sharpe could choose to strike a licensing deal similar to what Pat McAfee did with ESPN, or Ryan Clark's The Pivot did briefly with Fanatics, or Sharpe could opt for a lucrative sponsor deal similar to that of FanDuel and Bussin' with the Boys. The ultimate inflection point will come when someone like Sharpe partners with a subscription-driven streaming platform such as Netflix or Apple TV. Sharpe will likely receive calls from both companies and will have to determine whether going behind a paywall is the right move at this point in Shay Shay's media growth. Ooh. Okay, so let's talk about this, right? Now, Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay rather, and Nightcap have been very successful and is very successful on YouTube. For many reasons. One, the content is good. Number two, you have two dynamic personalities of Nightcap, and you got Shay Shay that, you know, it feels like home. And number three, YouTube is YouTube, right? There is no other platform like YouTube. YouTube is now worth $550 billion. This new king of is the king of, you know, new media, right? We cover that on Virtual Tour Live. Now, if Shannon Sharpe took his show to or made his show or even went on this network. And big money. Personally, to me, and of course, HBO Max as well, right? Now, if you really think about this, right, Disney Plus and Hulu need content, right? And Shannon Sharpe already has a tie to Disney because of First Take Smith. So he could easily do a overall deal with Disney very easily. And Shay Media can also do big blockbuster movies. I mean, Michael Strahan has Smack Entertainment, right? So Shannon Sharpe could go to Disney, right? And let me bring up the media mind map. Yes, indeed, for my man, Mr. Evan Shapiro. Yes, indeed. Because anytime that I need to talk about media in any shape, form, or fashion, I always go to this media mind map because it is definitely helpful, right? And Shay, Club Shay Shay is an entity that really is like lighter fluid. I mean, at this point, I think any platform would be happy to have the cost too. Shannon Sharpe is going to be about diversity and the accessibility of how people can receive his platform, right? So as it loads up here, hopefully all is well with each and every one of you. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have all of you here in the building. Sorry, y'all, my eye not working, child. Almost unloading, y'all. Almost unloading. Okay, almost there. Okay, here we go. So the media universe mind map. So like I said, Shannon Sharpe could go right here to Disney. Of course, you got ESPN here, which he already works for. ESPN. You don't have. I don't think Shannon Sharpe is going to live more in America. I don't. Michael Strahan, he has made himself not just the blueprint, but has showcased, how to utilize each key through each door at Disney very, very well. So shout out to Michael Strahan for sure. So I do think, Hulu with 53 million subs and Disney Plus with 125 million subs. And of course, ESPN Plus, which by the way, ESPN is supposed to be putting out a solid streamer later on. I think Disney will probably be his first conversation. Now, Shannon Sharpe used to be on the NFL Day on CBS, and that didn't really turn out too well, right? But also, too, right, there's been a lot of fast channels, so free advertising streaming television, right? So Club Shay Shay could be a fast channel on Pluto TV. Club Shay Shay could be, could take over one of the networks at Paramount for sure. I think that maybe Pop TV could go away and, Shay and Club Shay Shay network take over Paramount. When it comes to NBC, of course, they spun off their cable network, so the only network they have is Bravo. Now, they could, do it on Peacock, and then, of course, maybe, Club Shay Shay primetime interview specials. Then, of course, you have Walmart and Vizio. Now, he could be on every Vizio TV, and Vizio is a huge platform. Also, he could go the Roku channel. He could go Samsung. I think Hisense makes Roku TV. CCL has free TV, and LG has free TV. And I think Samsung has TV Plus with over 700 channels. Of course, Netflix, the big kahuna, $366 billion there. Warner Bros. Discovery, I don't know about Warner Bros. Discovery. I think potentially he could do an overall deal with TBS and, inject some content there. Microsoft doesn't have a streaming service per se. Now, call me crazy. They could do, if they wanted to. Now, don't at me, y'all, okay? Don't at me for my house. Y'all remember Internet Explorer, right? The web browser that made all web browsers, right? There was like Net Zero and so many others, AOL, America Online. You got mail. If Microsoft was smart, they still have Bing as their search engine, but everybody uses Google. No disrespect to Bing, though. Bing is still around. If they wanted to make Internet Explorer.com a website like AOL for news, entertainment, and everything else, I know what you're thinking. Right? That's what MSN is for. No. MSN is more of a general news website. Internet Explorer is exploring the hot topics and the trending stories that people are gravitating to. So Internet Explorer will be for stories that people are exploring on the internet through media, culture, and human interest stories, right? And let's say if Microsoft came out with Internet Explorer Plus as a streaming service. Now, if you do Internet Explorer Plus on Xbox, that's an audience of 40 million. I'm just saying. As we zoom out here. Now, of course, he could go over to Amazon Prime with 200 members. He could absolutely go to Amazon Prime Video. Now, I don't know if he streams on Twitch or not. I don't know that. Trying to see if anybody else will tell you. Now, here's a wild card. Okay, here's a wild card. Right here, SiriusXM. Right here. Because they were supposed to come out with a video app with Howard Stern, right? But they did not do that. So you're probably wondering, well, Ray, why would SiriusXM be interested? Club Shay Shay Radio on SiriusXM, where you can literally watch it on YouTube and hear it live on SiriusXM Radio. Now I know what you're thinking. Ray, would Club Shay Shay Radio actually hurt Shannon Sharpe? No, actually it would expand it because SiriusXM is satellite, commercial free radio, right? So you have, Club Shay Shay, right? The interview series, you have Nightcap, but also too, you got the Bubba show that can also be on that channel. You also have the show with the Mental Hawk. So Club Shay Shay Radio on SiriusXM can expand Club Shay Shay, and then you can put the highlights on your YouTube channel, and that can drive SiriusXM subscriptions. It's almost like what Howard Stern did when he was on terrestrial radio, and SiriusXM gave him that huge deal and built his own studio and everything else. So SiriusXM could be a wild card because with Howard Stern, he might be retiring. So, how old is Howard Stern? Let's just see. How old is Howard Stern?
71 years old.
Howard Stern is 71 years old, y'all. 71 years old, and still making it do what it do. Sorry, I'm checking if there's any news on my phone. So like I said, 71 years old. So eventually, right, SiriusXM is going to need a new talent. Now, of course, you have the Call Me Daddy podcast that's over at SiriusXM as well. He's already on YouTube. So, I know. No. Yeah, so that wouldn't make sense for, Shannon Sharpe to do a deal with YouTube because he's already on YouTube. So, that's not going to happen. Trying to see if there's anybody else that, could be valuable. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, Bray, why haven't you said Fox? Well, We Got Time Today is already on Tubi, right? But then again, right? Tubi is not Fox. Okay, so there is that possibility, right? Of course, I already said Stars. Now, the true wild card is Apple, right? Now, Apple had a deal with Oprah to do some programming there. I do think probably the best lane for Shannon Sharpe is Apple. Now, the question is, what's their subscriber base? Apple TV Plus subscriber base. So from this preview here, it says that Apple TV Plus is estimated to have a subscriber base around 45 million subscribers, right? And there's some estimates that Apple TV has, so 45 million subscribers. Okay, that's right. Okay. So, but I also told y'all that Apple TV Plus is losing more than $1 billion per year, right? So losing $1 billion a year, that's very tragic for Apple, right? But imagine if Shannon Sharpe had a overall deal with Apple, right? And he was on every Apple TV. He was on the Apple Vision Pro, right? And he had unlimited creative control. I think Apple could be a slow burn for Shannon Sharpe. That's what I have to say about that. Those are just some of my predictions there. Okay. All right, y'all. Now, y'all, this story is so funny. I'm just like, really? Are we really that desperate to get money to somebody in jail? So, we'll take just a little commercial break. We'll be back like literally right after this break.
New Orleans don't make a lick of sense to most people. A big city built below sea level that throws logic out the window and beads to strangers. And our chicken is no different. A fast food restaurant selling fried chicken that takes 12 hours to marinate? That makes no sense. But it does make delicious. The best recipe for big flavor ain't about logic. Because you know magic when you see it or when you taste it. We don't make sense. We make chicken. Love that chicken from Popeyes. New Orleans, don't make...
And with that being said, let's talk about some Popeyes chicken, shall we? Because, y'all, this was crazy right here. Look at this. From News Channel 8. On your side, everybody. WFLA. From Florida. Popeyes employee uses customer's credit card to send money to inmate, deputy say. Y'all, you cannot make this stuff up. Palm Coast, Florida, from WFLA. A Popeyes employee is putting her friend in jail after she allegedly stole a customer's credit card and sent money to a state prison inmate. According to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, a customer reported the employee at Popeyes in Palm Coast tapping her credit card twice while in the drive-thru last month, once for her order, then again to a cell phone. The victim said later that day she found a $311.90 charge on her account. Detectives discovered that the Popeyes employee, identified as 48-year-old Shaquana Richburg of Palm Coast, used the victim's money to make a commissary payment to an inmate at Appalachian Correctional Institution, a state prison for men in Sneeds. This woman thought she could get away with stealing from a customer and giving money to a state prison inmate, Sheriff Rick Salty said, but unlucky for her, the customer was paying attention and knows from charge, and so now Richburg gets to join her friend in jail. Richburg was arrested at Popeyes for charges including fraudulent use of personal ID information, fraudulent use of a credit card, and unlawful use of a two-way communications device. She was taken to local jail and then released, and then was later released on a $7,500 bond. WFLA has reached out to the state prison for more information on the inmate and funds that were sent. My Lord, G, really? Y'all do realize, like, RFID, technology is real, right? Like, to take a person's credit card, to send money to an inmate, it's just like, I can't. I just can't. I just can't. All right. More Brandley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. So, as you guys know, Inside the NBA is coming back thanks to the fans and also thanks to ESPN. Inside the NBA will be back on this fall on ESPN, but TNT Sports will still run it creatively and editorially. So this is from Yahoo Sports, courtesy of Athlon Sports. Charles Barkley puts ESPN on. No, it's not going to happen. Starting next fall, ESPN's NBA coverage is getting a serious upgrade. That's when the biggest sports-specific television network will partner with TNT Sports on a licensing agreement that will allow Inside the NBA, the popular Emmy-winning NBA telecast that features Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Eric Johnson, Kenny Smith, to air on ESPN while still being produced by TNT Sports. Inside the NBA is universally recognized as one of the best and most culturally impactful shows in sports. ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro said back in November, "We have long admired the immensely talented team and are thrilled to add their chemistry and knowledge to our robust set of NBA studio offerings to serve NBA fans like never before. The addition of Inside the NBA further solidifies ESPN as the preeminent destination for sports fans. And while there's plenty of buzz from basketball fans about the popular show moving to the most popular sports networks, Barkley recently revealed there's still many details about the partnership that are still up in the air. During a recent appearance on the Sports Illustrated Media with Jimmy Trainer podcast, Barkley shed some light on what he dictates his schedule and role be with ESPN. And he made it clear that though he's happy to work for both networks, he is now okay with it coming at the expense of an increased workload for him and the rest of the show's hosts. The ESPN ABC schedule, I don't think it's going to be crazy, Barkley said, but we're not doing all those other expletive shows. I want to make that perfectly clear. It's an honor and privilege to work for ESPN. Good for you, Charles, because, it was a while that, you really was disrespecting ESPN and you made the commitment of that you didn't want to leave TNT Sports. So ESPN came through and made sure people were okay. So at least on that, you can work for ESPN. I'm not going to be on First Take, Get Up, Sports Center, the Pat McAfee show. Right. Are you going to be working for ABC, ESPN, TNT? And it's going to double our workload. I was like, that's not going to happen. So we're not going to keep the same TNT schedule and work for ABC, ESPN. I said, that's not going to happen. Barkley's remarks may come as a bit of a down for those hoping to see him engage in epic NBA debates with Stephen A. Smith or educating Pat McAfee on the Los Angeles Lakers. Trainer then proposed of having the Inside the NBA crew work on a Saturday night, ABC primetime game, and a 1-hour studio show for the week for TNT, to which Barkley said he's fine with, but will want more clarity from TNT Sports about what the show will entail, given the network no longer has permission to show the highlights. Lord Jesus. Okay, let's roll on, y'all. Let's roll on. Oh, that's it? Okay, never mind. So here's the thing, right? A 1-hour studio show during the week for TNT, right? Now, here's how I feel about it. What you could do, TNT, is you could do a, Inside the NBA dunk in check-in studio show. Now, what's the dunk in check-in? The dunk in check-in is basically talking about the news from the NBA for that week, right? Live in front of a studio audience. And you can have content creators, right? Go to TNTsports.com and submit their sports channel, and they could come on as guests. You guys can talk to them. That's how you would do that, right? So you work a Saturday night covering the primetime game, and then you recap the week of NBA news with the fans. Simple. Very simple. Very simple. Easily done. And I think a lot of sports content creators would definitely be down for that show. So, listen, I'm available to help the media game be better. So, by the way, speaking of media game being better, shout out to rollout.com. We're celebrating 25 years of being a platform. Well done to all of you. Sheryl Underwood explains why the talk got canceled. The comedian detailed what went wrong on the daytime talk show. Comedian Sheryl Underwood gave up the tea on why the popular daytime talk show The Talk was canceled after 15 years, so a decade and a half. The Little Rock Arkansas native, explained how the show was created by CBS in 2010 to be compared to the iconic View. More than a decade, the show posted smoothly with high ratings and won an Emmy as the best talk show in 2016. Sheryl Underwood said the talk lost its magic. Sheryl Underwood told the Breakfast Club that the talk show was once made of a dream team of five: Sheryl Underwood, Julie Chen, Aisha Tyler, Sharon Osbourne, and Sarah Gilbert. Now, of course, there was Marissa Jarrett Warner. Then there was Leah Remini as well. So don't want to forget them either. They were in the early days. The energy shifted on the show, and the original ambiance could not be reconstructed. Then Sheryl, now I don't. Is this clipped? No, it's not. We're not doing it. Nope. No. Sheryl Underwood says, "Folks, stop caring. Once you get away from your dream team combination, do people really care?" Sheryl Underwood answering her own question. Underwood added that once the talk stopped being a ratings windfall and cost-efficient vehicle, it became expendable after season 14 concluded. Executives at CBS decided that the next season will be its final one. Once we lost the components that made us great, it ain't your season no more, Underwood told the Breakfast Club. Sheryl Underwood said the new co-host felt under siege. The introduction of the new hosts and panelists brought new personalities and energies, and the magic chemistry that characterized the talk's prosperous beginnings had evaporated. The exodus of the talk's most popular hosts, Sharon Osbourne and Julie Chen, resulted in less interest from viewers, and CBS began to deprioritize the show. Things changed. The network no longer prioritized it. The advertising budget was reduced as ratings declined, the Insider told Yahoo Entertainment. Uncertainty created tension between the series hosts Akbar Apajiva, Amanda Klutz, Natalie Morales, Jerry O'Connell, and Sheryl Underwood. Yahoo Entertainment reported back in December of 2024. Behind the scenes, tension only talks at all-time high, the Insider told the publication. So, here's why I gotta say that. I do think when you don't have the kinetic energy of the audience feeling what you're giving, then you're dead on arrival, right? But I do think that, you know, that space of a daytime talk show could have worked for CBS. Now, I just want to say this. Thank God everything happened the way it did, because now we have Beyond the Gates, which we all love Beyond the Gates. By the way, I just got your 4 episode recaps up. So when I they're downloaded, I just got to upload them. So they will be debuting today. So you guys will get 4 videos in one day, okay? Very soon. But I feel like this is how the talk should have evolved. I think, first of all, if I'm the CEO of CBS, I would ask everybody, hey, would you guys like to stay on television? Right? Would you guys like to keep the checks and everything else? If they said yes, what we would do is we would go to the executive producer of Entertainment Tonight and say, hey, listen, remember that streaming service called Entertainment Tonight Live, that ET Live entertainment streaming service that you guys try to do? Well, that sucked. But what if we can make an extension of that? And instead of the talk, it would have been called ET Entertainment Today, with the host of the talk under the Entertainment, Tonight umbrella. And you can bring in Entertainment, Tonight correspondents and celebrities and lifestyle segments. So I feel like that's the way it should have went, because then guess what? Now you got Entertainment Tonight on 5 nights a week, and then you got Entertainment Today on 5 days a week. That's just me, though, But anyway, with that being said, let's roll on, everybody. More of Brian Lee's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. From the Daily Indie, the Nevada Independent, MGM Resorts to pay $8.5 million fine to settle role in money laundering case. Yeah, now the penalty covers money laundering violations when the disgraced casino executive allowed illegal bookmarkers at 2 strip resorts. So let's get into it. MGM Resorts International has agreed to pay a fine of $8.5 million to Nevada regulators after a former gaming executive allowed illegal bookmakers to gamble millions of dollars and pay debts in cash at 2 of the company's strip properties. The 10-count complaint and settlement regarding violations of the Bank Secrecy Act in 2018 by MGM's former president, Scott Silva, were filed by the Gaming Control Board on Thursday evening. 9 of the counts in the Control Board's complaint involved the gambling activities of convicted illegal bookmaker and former minor league baseball player Wayne Nix. The 10th count covered actions of a second convicted illegal bookmaker, Matthew Bauer. In a Friday morning statement posted to the social media platform X, I'm saying X because this is a serious story, so we got to report on where it actually came from. Control Board Chairman Kirk Kendrick wrote that the agency was focused on the activities surrounding Knicks, but the gambling activities of the board were uncovered during its investigation. The proposed settlement also details numerous remedial measures implemented at MGM Resorts and its subsidiary gaming properties. Hendrick wrote, the majority of the conditions and recommendations focus on enhancements to MGM's anti-money laundering program, as well as additional training and awareness of anti-money laundering requirements. In an unsigned statement, MGM Resorts said the company cooperated fully with regulators in resolving the matter. MGM did not address the proposed fine, but said it has made investments in anti-money laundering programs, which include training and internal controls. We have taken additional steps to strengthen safeguards, increase accountability, and reaffirm our commitment to doing what's right for regulators, guests, and stakeholders. The company said Nix and Bauer were allowed to gamble millions of dollars during 2018 at the MGM Grand Las Vegas, where Siebel was president, and the Cosmopolitan Las Vegas. The debts were paid in cash, which went unreported. If the Nevada Gaming Commission accepts the agreement at its meeting next week in Las Vegas, the matter will close the books on the activities surrounding Silva. Last month, operators of Resorts World Las Vegas agreed to pay a $10.5 million fine, the second largest in Nevada history, for similar events at the Strip property while Siebel was president. Siebel, who was fired as Resorts World's president in September 2023, agreed last year to being placed on the Nevada Gaming Agency's gray list of denied gaming applicants who were found unsuitable, which includes a 5-year ban for re-entering the state's gaming industry. Silva paid a $10,000 penalty to cover investigative costs. The settlement ends the state's investigation into MGM Resorts as part of the Silva matter. Last year, in an agreement with federal prosecutors, MGM Resorts had to pay a combined $7.45 million in federal fines for the actions of Silva and other property executives and the failures of the company's anti-money laundering compliance programs. Silva pled guilty last year in a Los Angeles federal court for violating the Bank Secrecy Act in connection with the federal illegal bookmarking investigation. From his time at MGM, Silva avoided prison time, was placed on probation for a year, and was fined $9,500. Oh, Lord Jesus, just why? Just why? Like, I mean, really, if you're going to do a crime, do it by your damn self, because now you're putting not just your career on the line, but you're also putting the reputation of MGM Resorts on the line. And not to mention hospitality workers, they don't get paid enough, just like retail workers don't get paid enough. So, quite frankly, it's sad, disgusting, and tired behavior. Okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. Let me see here. Just you know, we always have a positive news story for you all. You know what's going on. My Lord Jesus. Sorry, y'all. Okay, we'll do that. That's a good story. We'll do that. Okay. Finally, our final story for you all. Very excited. This is your Black Service announcement that the Essence Festival of Culture is on the way from our good friends at Black PR Wire. Here we go. From the page to the stage, 2025 Essence Festival of Culture, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to New Orleans, Louisiana. Led by Tamron, let the good times roll, baby, with Boyz II Men, David L. Maxwell, Glorilla, Summer Walker, Quincy Jones, tribute by Jermaine Dupri, and more. Yes, indeed, there. This year's Essence Festival of Culture, presented by Coca-Cola, honors 55 years of Essence Magazine with intention, impact, and unforgettable round-the-clock cultural moments. From New Orleans, Louisiana, through Business Wire, today Essence Communication, the esteemed publisher of Essence Magazine, America's leading lifestyle publication to Black women since 1970, proudly announces the highly anticipated return of the Essence Festival of Culture, presented by Coca-Cola, to its forever home, New Orleans, Louisiana, led by Roulette, let the good times roll, baby. The festival will occur from Friday, July 4th to Sunday, July 6th, 2025. Whether you're attending in person or tuning in virtually, one thing's for sure, the wait is always worth it. From elevated daytime experiences at the Ernst N. Morale Convention Center and star-studded evening concert series lineup at Caesar Superdome, this year's festival promises to be both intimate in experience and expansive in impact. Evening performances will bring together legendary icons spanning across generations and rising icons poised to shape the future of entertainment. This year's headlines include genre-defining R&B quartet Boyz II Men, chart-topping global sensation Davido, New Orleans' very own cultural architect Master P, and R&B icon Maxwell. They'll be joined by reggae legend Buju Banton, beloved R&B singer and songwriter Donnell Jones, Grammy Award-nominated superstar Glorilla, the legendary Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. The Isley Brothers will be there, multifaceted, playing long, lyrical legend Nas, soulful standout Summer Walker, and the Songwriters Hall of Famer James Dupri presents Essence Flowers, a special tribute to music time Quincy Jones. Evening hosts for the Caesar Superdome stage include award-winning actor and comedian Anthony Anderson and cultural curator Kenny Burns. This year's Essence Festival of Culture, presented by Coca-Cola, is a continuation of a story 55 years in the making. What started on a page now lives on the stage. What we're building isn't new, it's who we've always been. This experience you'll find this year in New Orleans didn't just appear, it was made like this. Since its inception, Essence Magazine has been a lens through which Black culture is reflected, protected, and celebrated. Over the last 3 decades, the lens has expanded from the page to the stage, culminating in the Essence Festival of Culture presented by Coca-Cola. What began as an extension of the magazine's mission has now grown into the nation's largest event, centering Black artistry, self-expression, and leadership on a global scale. The festival is a cultural archive continuing to evolve. The community that has long supported its growth returned to an in-person format that has generated nearly $1 billion in economic impact, reinforcing its role as a space that equally invests in people and progress. While the lights shine brightest at night, the heart of the Essence Festival of Culture presented by Coca-Cola begins in the day. The daytime and evening experiences are not separate, they are in conversation. Together they tell a story of intention, community, and creativity, curated experiences and moments created to reflect the culture's depth, nuance, and brilliance. Essence magazine's beginning as a print publication to its evolution into being a multi-platform cultural force. The Essence Festival culture presented by Coca-Cola continues to reflect that legacy of document culture and soundtracking eras. In 2025, Essence celebrates the 55th anniversary of Essence Magazine. So 50 years plus 5, right? So 5 decades plus 5, which is amazing. With a weekend that reflects on where we've been while boldly looking ahead, the Essence Festival culture presented by Coca-Cola will debut fresh experiences while welcoming back beloved staples, including Essence Food and Wine Festival, the Essence Food and Wine Festival, BeautyCon at Essence Fest Edition, Afro Punk, Blacktopia, Essence Film Festival by Essence Studios, Essence Stage, SoCo Market by Essence, Essence Authors, Essence GU Kickback, and GBEFHQ. Like I said, this year, we're almost there. I'm sorry, because I'm like, wait a minute, I think I double read this, but anyway, this year's lineup includes former Essence Magazine cover stars, Grammy Award-winning songwriter and R&B legend Maxwell, and Grammy-nominated singer and songwriter Summer Walker. Performances by multifaceted singer and songwriter Money Long, R&B icon Donnell Jones, Grammy Award-winning lyricist Nas, and chart-topping global sensation David. Continue the festival's tradition of showcasing artists who have helped cement the festival into a cultural cornerstone, bringing more energy to the weekend. Grammy Award-winning reggae superstar Matan and Grammy Award-nominated superstar Gorilla will make their Essence Festival culture presented by Coca-Cola debuts. Master P will take the Essence Festival culture presented by Coca-Cola stage in his hometown, New Orleans, rebuilding No Limit Records into a blueprint for independent success to shaping how the world views Southern rap. His performance is a full circle moment to honor New Orleans' musical legacy and the state that raised him. The Essence Festival culture presented by Coca-Cola will also celebrate the cherished legacy of Quincy Jones, a visionary whose influence transcends generations. Curated by Grammy Award-winning super producer Jermaine Dupri, presents Essence Flowers. The tribute will bring together artists who have sampled, studied, or shared space with Quincy, offering once-in-a-lifetime moment that honors his cultural impact. The Essence 2025 Essence Festival culture is presented by Coca-Cola major partners AT&T, L'Oreal Group, and Target as the official retail partner. Now, it's interesting that Target is the official retail partner while they're going through a DEI blowback from Black and minorities. So that's very interesting. Attendees can secure their spot at daytime experiences directly on the E360 app with access to special offers, personalized itineraries, and real-time updates on everything happening throughout festival weekend. Weekend packages for the Essence, for 2025 Essence Festival Culture presented by Coca-Cola Evening Concert Series are available now. Consider this your official invitation to meet us in New Orleans, Louisiana. Join the conversation on social at Essence Fest on Twitter or X, Facebook, and Instagram. And be sure to subscribe to Essence Magazine newsletter to stay connected all year long. The Sundial Media Group, Sundial Media Group LLC, SMG is a division of Sundial Media Groups, is a vertically integrated media entertainment experimental company focused on empowering the voices of communities, leading the culture. New general market brands in this ecosystem include Essence Ventures, Essence including Girls Unite, Afro Punk, BeautyCon, including Naturally Curly, Essence Studios, Essence Festival Culture is local market, Refinery 29, Global Black Economic Forum, GBEF, including Academy for Advancing Excellence and New Voices Fund, and then, of course, Essence Communications Media Group. Essence Communication is the #1 and only 100% Black-owned media technology and commerce company at scale dedicated to Black women communities. With a community of more than 31 million Black women, Essence inspires global audience through diverse storytelling and immersive content rooted in culture, equity, and celebration of platforms. Multi-platform presence in publishing, experimental, and online encompasses its namesake magazine, digital, video, social platforms, television specials, books, and signature live events, including Black women in music, Black women, Hollywood, Black women in sports, Essence Black women in sports, Fashion House, Street Style, and the Essence Festival Culture. And if you are a content creator, you want to know how you can potentially, I don't know, get impressed by us. There's the number from Nakia Brooks, PR@essence.com. That's 252-432-3382. That's 252-432-3382. That's 252-432-3382. Okay. So just let you guys know that. Now, of course, here is the package here. So it looks like 3-day weekend package for $180. Section 615. So right here, $180 for one ticket, but for 2 tickets, it's $360. And then, of course, no seats available. $1,950, 34 tickets there. $435. $330. So that is that there. So there you go. There you go, everybody. And by the way, rest in peace to Pope Francis. He did pass away literally while I was up getting your Beyond the Gates reviews together. He did pass away. He passed away after 88. The Pope, who had been grappling with various health challenges throughout his life, succumbed to his condition a month after being discharged from the hospital. He had been hospitalized for a 38-day period due to complications from double pneumonia. So rest in peace. And Pope Francis passed away on Easter Sunday, Monday, April 21st, at the age of 88 in his residence in the Vatican Casa Santa Maria. So rest in peace to Pope Francis. And here it is here. As congratulations to Escape, My Little Secret, now certified platinum, and softest place on earth, gold. So congratulations there. And Candy right there says, thank you. The support of y'all means a lot. It keeps us going. Absolutely. Y'all, those are your stories there. I'm going to turn my camera now because we done no show for an hour. Yes, we have. Woo! Jesus Christ. What a show this morning, this afternoon. To tell you the truth, I feel like the story that really got to me, I think the most was probably Tamron Hall to potentially hear, right, that this could be true is sad. I don't want it to be true. I really don't. If it is true, Tamron needs to fix it, but if it's not true, then just move on, right? Because exposés have been out for a very long time. So if you know you're not doing it, keep your head down, press forward, and keep going to the higher that's waiting for you. I think that was the one that really got to me. Netflix, like I said, and all the streamers and networks, they cannot culturally appropriate content creators by just, hey, we won't give you $500,000 to put your show on TV and that's it. It's like, no, creative control, diversification of opportunities. Can I, do my show from the Netflix house? Can I, do a takeover of Netflix Bites, merchandising, right? So I think that will be the true key to how Netflix will have a rise or demise for content creators is diversification and accessibility for content creators. Shannon Sharpe potentially getting a $100 million deal. Congratulations, good sir. It will be interesting to see where you land. I'm sure that where you land, we'll definitely work with your team on that plan. Like I said, Popeyes to be able to take a woman's customer's credit card to send a $311.90 charge to an inmate is so dancing. But then the gag was she got released on what I think was $7,500 bond. I'm like, what in the world? Are you serious? So did she even go through anything? And then of course, Charles Barkley not wanting to be on every ESPN show. At first, I'm just like, okay, Charles, listen, you have a contract that is like buku money, right? Let me look up Charles Barkley's contract. Charles Barkley's TNT Sports contract. So a 10-year, $210 million contract. $210 million. $210 million. $210 million. Sir, all you gotta do is work 2 days a week. And but I will say this, I do think Charles saying to ESPN that he doesn't want to work all those shows, I do think that because ESPN understands the weight of inside the NBA, they will definitely respect Charles' wishes, for sure, without question. And then the talk, like I said, I think that the talk was on its way out, not just based on what Sheryl Underwood said, but because they didn't give anything to root for. You know what I mean? And I know that the audiences that went to those shows, I know they definitely enjoyed the shows, and I will never say that that show was lazy, with what they did. But I do think that, the Lords of BB King, the thrill was gone. Right? So I think that was that there. MGM having to pay because people were money laundering their resorts. Lord Jesus, what is going on in the world of gambling? Like, if you got your own problems, handle your own problems. Don't put your own problems onto others. Okay. And finally, like I said, the Essence Festival of Culture. My Lord Jesus, that is going to be so big. And like I said, the first in-person one in a while. Like I said, the fact that festival, generates nearly $1 billion. My Lord Jesus. Money. And then finally, Pope Francis passing away after a very, very, very sad way to go. I don't think nobody knows the day or the hour, right? But in the same token, though, it is quite sad that this was the way that this happened. So rest in peace to Pope Francis, and hopefully he is in heaven in no more pain. In Jesus' name, yes, amen. And then finally, congratulations to Escape with My Little Secret, now certified platinum in Softest Place, gold. That is amazing to see. It's always good to celebrate the good in the neighborhood, and Escape is definitely a legendary, not just for Black people, but in the world of music. Without them, there would be many chapters that lost. With that being said, everybody, that is the show. Like I said, I gotta get your Beyond the Gates review up, of course, and then of course we'll be reviewing Roll tonight at 6 p.m. and then I got something in the works for y'all. I'll just leave it there. It's always something on this channel. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love. And send it right back to you. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, we hustle all day. Yeah, we're working, let me play. You know me. Work real hard, now we're ready, let's play. Hey, hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go, yeah. Hustle up, yeah. Ready, set, let's go. Turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up a little louder. Now get low, come on, drop it to the floor. Yeah, drop it to the floor. Turn it up a little
When we start a project, we always start with story. That story is key. So we began with the story of the Waturi people. The myth of the Waturi people is that long ago, they set out on their outrigger canoes looking for a new home. There was a legend that said they could only find this new home with the help of this mini golden-finned fish called kanuku. And they searched across Pacifica and Polynesia, and they visited all these islands. They went to Bali and Tahiti and went as far as Rapa Nui, Easter Island. Along the way, they made friends, collected sort of the culture, and they sailed on and on and on, and they almost to the edge of the world. There, to their amazement, was Kanuku. And she turned to the people and said, "You are ready." Turned and swam away. They followed, and within a day, they caught sight of this smoking mountain on the horizon, which was Volcano Bay. And it was pristine, beautiful, lush, everything that they would want in a home. And that's the backstory that informs everything we do in our design. The idea here is to create the best experience. We know what our guests want. They want the thrill and excitement of our theme parks, but they also want a place where they can relax and chill out and feel pampered. Nobody wants to stand in line. And so we said, let's get rid of them. Nobody wants to carry rafts up a ride tower all the way to the top. So we said, let's do that for you. Exhilaration, excitement, and relaxation. That's what you're going to get at Volcano Bay.
Power 923 Jams and the Arkansas Minority Health Commission encourages you to take the COVID-19 vaccine to help keep you and your loved ones safe. Involved in our community, the People Station, Power 923 Jams. KIPR Pine Bluff, Little Rock, KFOG, Little Rock, a Cumulus Media Station. And now, back to the jams. Hip-hop. Drake.
Girls want girls where I'm from. Yeah, well, girls want girls everywhere.
R&B. J. Howell.
Just 'cause I love you and you love me.
And now, bumping back-to-back continuous music with another fresh new jam. Heard here first on the People Station, Power 923 Jams.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's faith. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort. where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.